Hello everyone and welcome to Mark No Horsemanship. Here we are with Goldie, a 2-year-old little quarter horse dun filly. I said dun, not dumb. But anyway, Goldie's been here for about a week and a half now, I would imagine. Goldie had a lot of resistance in her. We've been working on that and she's getting a whole lot better. As you can see, I've got her in a little makeshift bareback pad, so to speak. It's something that I made up. It's just getting them used to mostly the constriction of the girth, the tightness of the girth. I've had her in it for a couple of days now. She's fine with it. But today's going to be her first saddling, so I'm just going to move her around a little bit with this around her girth line, just to get her a little bit more mentally prepared for the constriction of the girth, and just get her moving her feet right here. And you see they're backing up right there. You know, when horses have a lot of resistance in them, sometimes that's what they'll do. And it's really been minimized in her. I've worked pretty hard at getting her to go forward. But you can see right there that it's still a trace of it in her. And that goes back to my theory on why progress any further until you get all that resistance out of it. But it's coming out of her slowly but surely. So I'm not going to get her too run around in here. I'm just going to yoke her hindquarters right here, move that front end over, send her out this way. We're just going to get her loosened up here. She's been in the stall. I haven't moved her around before I started the video. I just kind of brushed her and got her prettied up a little bit, and got some of the hair off of her. They're starting to shed where it's springtime, and got some of the loose hair off of her and put this thing on her and started the video. So I just want to get her feet moving, get her kind of loosened up, get her mentally prepared, get her mind on me. We'll yield her hindquarters right here, move that shoulder over, do a nice little roll back. If you'll notice, when this filly changes direction, she kind of gets stiffened up in the front, and she kind of does a stiff-legged little deal. That's that resistance. It's still a trace of it in her. This is no resistance. Head down, trotting nice and loose. But when she's asked to do something beyond that, you'll see that resistance come about. Let's see if she does it this way. Going to yield that hindquarter, move her out right here. Resistance, resistance. Now she'll drop over and move out. So, got to get that going. Got to get it going. When you yield these hindquarters here, move that shoulder over. You can see a little bit of it right there. And then she'll drop over and she gets a little looser in her body. So, still working on that resistant thing. Not there yet, but that's okay. We're going to progress with her today. We've got the pad on her, as you can see. I'm going to step over here and take this cinch off of her, this girth. Get my saddle. She's never even had the saddle on her back. I used to take a whole lot of time of putting the saddle on her back and off and on and off, and kind of changed my thinking on that over the years. And it really depends on the horse. But with her, I think she's going to be all right as far as putting it on her. So I don't think, I've been wrong before. I don't think I'm going to have to spend a whole lot of time just putting it off and on and off and on. So we're going to get her out here in the middle where it's safer. And just going to let her smell that thing right there a minute. And then I'm going to gyrate it around here a little bit and hopefully just slip it right up on her back, just like setting a baby down in a baby pen, a play pen. Just like that. No drama, no nothing. She didn't move. So, but here's what I do. I move them around with this thing a little bit and hold on to it, and I just go ahead and walk them in a circle before I cinch it. And get her moving her feet right here. It's kind of like getting on for the first time. I want to get them feet unlocked with that saddle on her, so it ain't such a shocker so it's not such a shocker to her. I like to do it both directions, and the reason I hold on to it is because if I need to, I can pull this thing off of it. Right there. Now, she felt that saddle. While I'm over here, I'll go ahead and let the cinches down. See what it's going to be like. She's going to need this one taken all the way up. She's a little mare. I don't know if the girth, the back girth, is even going to be all right on her. We'll get her feet under her, like right there. And I need to work with a little bit of consistency here. I don't need to dilly-dally. So we're going to go ahead and start to cinch her up. Now, if you'd ask me if I get nervous still, I'd have to tell you the truth and tell you that I did. This is, right here at this point, anything can happen. And it can get ugly in a hurry. So you really need to be on your game. You really need to know for sure what to expect. And I think I can let this out hold over here. And it don't hurt to fool around like this a little bit. It kind of helps them relax and everything. So that's a little better. So we'll just go ahead right here and make another wrap. I'm about ready to commit to this deal here. I don't really like where I'm at, but y'all get her out of this corner, I hope. That's a little tighter than what she's sometimes used to. It's tight enough to hold, I hope. We're going to tighten it one more time before I move her around here. We'll put that in a comfortable hold. We'll tighten that one more time, maybe two more. She wants to bite the rope right there. I can't correct her just yet for that. So I'd say it's going to be a pretty good little rodeo here. So we'll just see how it all unfolds. See if I can get her moving her feet right here. She'll go out nice and slow at first. That'll be fine by me. And my job is to hang on to her. If she gets loose, and they can, then they can get in trouble, man. They can jump. They can do all kind of crazy stuff. So it's my job to hang on to her. Let's get these feet moving. She's starting to think about it right here. Right here, she's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen. Watch them ears. If she'll think her way through it, though, that's pretty good. She's not going to realize it. Folks, let me tell you, I might get interrupted in my sentence right here, but don't ever think these horses are okay if you've never moved them out with the saddle, these young colts. You must always move these horses out. They don't even realize they got it on them at a walk. I mean, you know, not to the extent they need to. You really need to get them moving. Now, the only difference that I'm doing right here than I used to do, I used to like just throw my hat under them, so to speak. In other words, spook them out and make them really explode. You know, just get it over with. But I've learned to baby them through it right here and gradually get them feet moving. Like right here. See, she's moving out now. She's got that saddle on. But when I change directions, it could be Katie bar the door. So let's just see. But before I change directions, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tighten her up one more hole. I need it to really be on there. Right there, I went up 2 holes. It goes to show you on how much they can relax with that saddle. So I'm going to move her out this other way, and I'm really going to put some umph into it right there. See there? Now, she's not hardly really reacting to it. Let's see if I can get her a little bit of a lope. There we go. Good girl. Not bad for the first saddle. Keep her loping right here. Forward, forward, forward. Not bad, but it ain't over yet. I don't mean today, but sometime, I don't mean to be negative either, but I know this little filly, when she realizes it, and she's, you know, it's the second and third time. Anytime you do something one time on a horse and they take to it pretty good, it's that second time and that third time that you got to have your P's and Q's in line, just like first rides. I I don't worry a whole lot about the first ride, but I really got we'll get her feet moving here. I really got my ears peeled and my eyes open on that second and third ride. It's just like a trailer. You can get a cold. Most of the time, they load in a trailer the first time because they're ignorant to it, especially if they've never been loaded. Everybody worries about the first time. I worry about the second time. That's when they really show themselves. So I'm even going to tighten up the back girth here a little bit because I believe she can handle it. And if I can, some of these silly things, you can't really go very tight with that back cinch at first. But when they handle it like she does, I try my best to get it as tight. You know, I don't think as tight as the front girth, but I try my best to get it as tight as I can on these first saddlings, because then it becomes part of the saddle. They don't know any different. They think it's the way it should be. So I hope that makes sense. So I can see right now that I'm just boring her to death. She's boring me to death. We're going to get her moving one more time here. Gotta get that canter moving. That canter, get her open in that canter here. And I can't even talk today. I'm going to get her loping here. What are you smiling about, Burgundy? And get her feet moving. That's good. I'm going to change directions here. Now, let me talk about something here that really ain't got nothing to do with this session here, but it does. Good girl. She handled that saddle well today. Give her a hand. Burgundy can't clap. She's got her hands on the phone. But did you see that little pop-up she did right there when I changed directions? I hope you did. If you didn't, rewind. That is resistance. How many horses, if we was in a classroom, how many people could raise their hand and say that when they ask their horse to trot, he does that little head up in the air? It's because he's never really been, I'm on this resistant thing. It's because that horse has never really had the full resistance taken out of him. And that's a sign of resistance. That's a sign of, I don't want to, and I'm going to resist. And I really believe that. And we've got a gelding that's pretty safe to ride, but every time you ask him to trot, he pops that head up and then he trots. Now that's not they're not rare. It's a way out. It's a resistance. It's like her way out is to go backwards and up. Used to be. We've changed that about her. So that's why I don't get in a hurry on these colts. I mean, look at her. Now I'm going to come over here for all of you all that I'm going to agree with everybody. Now I may take a ride or two on her, but look here. I'm 6 foot tall. Look how little that filly is. I can't do a whole lot of riding on her right now. She's only 13.2, if that, hands tall. And so there's not a whole lot I can do with her right now. Anything I would do more than what I'm going to do would be doing her injustice. Now, a lot of people would just climb up on them at 250 to 300 pounds, and they just, the person being that much, and just ride her all day long and think, man, I got me a good broke filly here. And I just don't agree with it. Now, I don't see nothing wrong with letting her know that she can be ridden in a confined area like this 3, 4, 5 times before she goes home back out to be turned out. But to ride her extensively right now, no.
Do you even believe in, maybe not riding, but people who get them to this point and then think they have to be worked every day after this, or every time they go on a trail ride, she's got to be tagged along? I mean... No,
I'm glad Burgundy mentioned that, and I won't get into it but for a minute here, but kind of like ponying one, you mean? Like just...
Yeah, and just... Once people get them to this point, I feel like that they think, okay, well, she's at this point.
She got to keep going.
Yeah, but she's too little to ride, and they realize that, but
they got to keep doing something. No, you can turn her out and let her be a horse, and I guarantee you she'll be a better horse when you get her back up. You'll have to refresh her memory. I wouldn't just get her back up and try to start where you left off the day you turned her out. But I'd get her back up and take her back through the fundamentals in the beginning again. And but it don't hurt. Now, as far as ponying one, I'm going to probably step on some toes talking about that, but I think you can just waste a lot of time ponying them. I mean, you know, it ain't no different than leading her through the mountains. If you're leading her, I mean, just because you're on another horse, and if you're trying to get it, worked out to where they see you from above, well, you can climb on a fence and do that. Hey, I'm not saying that ponying's bad. I'm not saying not to do it, but people do it extensively for so long that they think that that's good for the horse. When really, her mind, she needs to be a horse. You need to get in and get the job done, and let her grow, and let her go out and be with other horses, and encounter and interact with other horses, and learn that pecking order from horses, and just be a horse. Let her pick at grass, drink out of the creek, and run and play. She don't need to be ponied and aggravated all the time. I see a lot of folks doing that, and they think that they've got a broke horse when really they just got a heavily aggravated horse that hates life. And I don't ever want that beaten housewife look in their eye. I want them to still do what I want them to do, but I want them to have life. And I want to be able to see life in their eye, not a downtrodden, bored to death, just aggravated horse all the time. So ponying's good, but the thing about ponying one, somebody's still got to ride that critter. So I can take it or leave it, ponying one. Now, if you're teaching one to give the pressure off of another horse, now I give that a thumbs up, because the way my shoulders and back feels, it'd be nice to have a good broke horse, and I kind of am working on one, but he ain't there yet. But that you could dally up and sort of put a little weight into it and teach some of these resistance horses how to do the number 10 that y'all seen me do. But as far as just ponying one through the mountains, you know, taking it where you go, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with it, but why not just let that horse alone and let it grow, especially a young horse. So anyhow, I hope all that makes sense, and thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more with her. I'm going to ground drive her here in a day or two, and she's doing real well. So God bless you, and thanks for watching.